think it's just called Philosophers. And it's cool. It has like quotes and stuff about like the different philosophers. So like pertaining to different things. So if you're interested in theology, there's a theology section. If you're interested in politics, there's a politics section, feminism, etc. And you can explore philosophers. I think, or actually, it might be called Western philosophers because like Western. So like, there's different people. So like, if you're curious about Jean-Paul Sartre, there's a picture of him. Tells you like where he's from, and like his stuff, and then it looks like a Twitter feed, but it's like different quotes. Or maybe you like Martin Heidegger. There's a picture of him. Diogenes. Anyways, philosophers relevant to our time. Baudrillard, Butler, Foucault, Emma Goldman. Loads of people. And then there's also, you can see like the timeline of like when they were active. So you have like the older guys. You start getting into AD. There we go. Thomas Aquinas and stuff like that. Dante Alighieri. Machiavelli. You have Hobbes, Descartes. Look at all these guys. So many of them. Look at Derrida. There's a map. So you can see like where everybody's from. So there's like a bunch of people from around here. A bunch of people over here. A lot of people in Europe. Again, this is Western philosophers, so that's what it's focusing on. But you can see like the areas that they were from. And like this one's cool because it shows you like how their ideas link to each other. So like so green dots represent a major idea that's in agreement with or extends another idea, and it shows you which are connected. And pink ones are like contrasting ideas. So this is really cool. So you have so the first one, he says everything is composed of water, just in different forms. And then if you follow that, this guy says the universe is an immutable single entity. Everything is connected. So like that's a similar thought. But then like contrasting would be everything is composed of water, just in different forms. And then this guy says the earth is hanging in space, equidistant to all other things, and it's a cylindrical solid. So like that guy says, the first guy says that everything is water, and the second guy says everything is solid. So those are like contrasting ideas. So like, yeah, if you click on them, you can get different. So if you're interested in this one, this idea from Plato, we all come into the world possessing all knowledge. Learning is actually recalling. That's similar to Pythagoras' earlier saying that much of knowledge is actually a remembrance from previous lives. But Thomas Aquinas, who came after them, said that we are born like a blank slate, tabula rasa. So that's a differing opinion. Ooh, kind of glitched out there. Can you see that? Okay, there's also a quiz. So you can be quizzed on them. So like you'll get quizzed on their ideas and like their pictures. So which philosopher is Elizabeth Anscombe? No. That one. Okay. See, like I don't know. Oh, nice hat. Which philosopher is known for writing the following? The history of all hitherto Hitherto, existing society is the history of class struggles. Okay, so who wrote about class struggles? I want to say Marx, but I could be wrong. Maybe it's someone else. Okay, it was Marx. That was an easy one. Which philosopher is most closely associated with the following? Middle nature Christ is an intermediary being through which God communicates life, action, goodness, and justice. So who said that? I have no idea. This guy. No. Descartes. No. Anne Conway. Anne Conway said that. I don't know anything about her, but she had a cool picture. Which philosopher is known for writing the following? It's not easy to fall into any absurdity unless it be by the length of an account, wherein he may perhaps forget what went before. For all men by nature reason alike and well when they have good principles. Thoreau. No. Hobbes. Hobbes said that. Which philosopher's major works include A Voice from the South? This lady. No. This lady. Anna Julia Cooper. Which philosopher is Peter Singer? Oh gosh, I don't know. This one. That's Peter Singer. I totally guessed and I got it right. Which philosopher is known for writing the following? Nothing is so common as to imitate one's enemies and to use their weapons. Voltaire. Hell yeah, I just guessed. Which philosopher is most closely associated with the following? We can only philosophize about the world we live in. Aristotle. Hell yeah! You see? Which philosopher is Heraclitus? I don't know. I don't want to miss that wrong. I'm going to guess it's the guy with the marble statue. Yeah. Which philosopher is known for writing the following? Plurality is never to be posited without necessity. Protagoras. William of Ockham. Okay, William of Ockham. I should have guessed that first. I almost guessed him first and then doubted myself. Which philosopher's major works include The Accumulation of Capital? Rosa Luxemburg. Which philosopher is known for writing the following? What a mistake to have ever said the id. Everywhere it is machines, real ones, not figurative ones. Machines driving other machines, machines being driven by other machines, with all the necessary couplings and connections. An organ machine is plugged into an energy source machine. The one produces a flow that the other interrupts. The breast is a machine that produces milk, and the mouth a machine coupled to it. Wow. Jane Addams. Giles Deleuze. Giles Deleuze. Okay. My average is getting it on my second choice. Which philosopher is known for writing the following? As soon as the land of any country has all become private property, the landlords, like all other men, love to reap where they never sowed and demand a rent even for its natural produce. That's got to be Adam Smith. Hell yeah. I knew that one. Which philosopher is George Berkeley? This guy. No, this guy. Damn. This guy. Wow, I was really bad at that one. Cool hat. Which philosopher is known for writing the following? The greatest gift which God in his bounty bestowed in creating, and the most conformed to his own goodness, that which he most prizes, was the freedom of the will, with which the creatures that have intelligence, they all and they alone were and are endowed. Dante? I'm just like, it was about God, so. Which philosopher is known for writing the following? If all mankind minus one were of one opinion, and only one person were of the contrary opinion, mankind would be no more justified in silencing that one person than he, if he had the power, would be justified in silencing mankind. Dubois. John Stuart Mill. Damn, I was gonna I keep, like, knowing the answer and then like doubting myself. Okay, which one is Carl Jung? I don't know what Carl Jung looks like. Okay, he looks like that apparently. That's not even the same picture you showed me. Which philosopher is most closely associated with the following? Being overly involved in our daily lives and forgetting about our deaths is living inauthentically. I have no idea. Heidegger. Okay, that was Heidegger. What a cheeky picture. Which philosopher is known for the following? So in the end, when one is doing philosophy, one gets to the point where one would like to just emit an inarticulate sound. Ludwig. Hell yeah. He just seems like a guy who wants to scream. Which philosopher is Betty Friedan? Well, I'm gonna guess the woman. I'm gonna guess the woman philosopher. Which philosopher is known for the following? Into that from which things take their rise, they pass away once more, as is ordained, for they make reparation and satisfaction to one another for the injustice according to the appointed time. Who wrote that? This guy. Damn, literally my last choice. Never heard of that guy. Which philosopher is most closely associated with the following? There are a large number of worlds that are possible. Did Kierkegaard say that? No? Nagel? Aurelius. Damn. Last choice. I need to study my philosophers again. Which philosopher is known for writing the following? Terrorism, which is represented as external, as outside, is very much a domestic phenomenon. Terrorism very much shaped the history of the United States of America. Angela Davis? Okay, makes sense. Which philosopher is Richard Rorty? This guy. Okay, the second guy. Which philosopher is most closely associated with the following? Much of knowledge is actually a remembrance from previous lives. Oh, we looked at this before, didn't we? Was it Locke? No. Pythagoras? It was Pythagoras. Okay. Look at that. He's got his triangle. Which philosopher is known for writing the following? Without a capacity in the creature to act contrary to the will of the Creator, there can be no desert or self-excellency in any created being. Contrariety to the will of God is therefore permitted in the universe as a necessary result of creaturely imperfection, under the greatest endowment that a created being is capable of having, viz., that freedom or liberty of action. Mary Wollstonecraft. This person. Damaris Cudworth Masham. Never heard of her either. I wonder if they've added more people since the last time I've downloaded this, because I feel like I don't even recognize some of these names. Which philosopher's major works include The Second Sex? I'm going to say Simone de Beauvoir. That's the thing, it's really easy to figure out which ones are the female philosophers. Because it's like, who wrote about feminism, Which philosopher is Edmund Husserl? This guy. Yeah, this guy. No, this guy. I was like, it's not that guy. What's that guy's name? Schopenhauer or something? Which philosopher's major works include Gender, Trouble, Bodies That Matter? Judith Butler. Easy. See what I mean? Which philosopher is known for writing the following? The friends of peace in bougie circles believe that world peace and disarmament can be realized within the framework of the present social order, whereas we who base ourselves on the materialistic conception of history and on scientific socialism are convinced that militarism can only be abolished from the world with the destruction of the capitalist class state. Rosa Luxemburg. That's obvious. It's an obvious one. Carl Jung was not writing about capitalism, I don't think. Which philosopher is known for writing the following? The question is not, can they reason, nor can they talk, but can they suffer? Thomas Aquinas? John Stuart Mill. Jeremy Bentham. Okay. He looks like a Ben Franklin type of guy. Which philosopher is known for writing the following? Into that from which things take their rise, they pass away once more, as is ordained, for they make reparation and satisfaction one another. Okay, we read this one earlier. Was it this guy? Yeah. Anaximander. That's a cool name. Which philosopher is most closely associated with the following? Man is the measure of all things. Protagoras? Yeah. Usually when it's like a really simple one, it's one of those older guys because they're like, all they had to do was be like, look up at the sky and be like, we are alive. And it's like all the like more recent ones are like really complicated, like deep thought. Which philosopher's major works include Dialectic of Enlightenment? Simone de Beauvoir? No. Georges Bataille. Theodore Adorno. Okay. Which philosopher is known for writing the following? Men do not sufficiently realize that their future is in their own hands. Theirs is the task of determining, first of all, whether they want to go on living or not. Henry Bergson. Ooh, I got that right. Which philosopher is known for writing the following? Thought excludes the heart that moves it. That which makes thought live is spoiled, set outside of it. But it does not know this. Oh. Luce Irigaray. I'm probably not saying people's names right either. Which philosopher is John Dewey? This guy. This guy. Damn, this guy. Which philosopher is Roger Bacon? Oh god. This guy. I got it. Look at him. Which philosopher is most closely associated with the following? Atheism offers the expansion and growth of the human mind. Theism is static and fixed. Miguel de Montaigne. Ronald Barthes. Marshall McLuhan. Emma Goldman said that. Okay. I didn't know that. Which philosopher's major works include The Open Society and Its Enemies, The Logic of Scientific Discovery? Nietzsche? No. Karl Popper. Okay. Karl Popper. What a fun name. Which philosopher is Adam Smith? Good old Adam Smith. We know him. Familiar. Which philosopher is known for writing the following? Plurality is never be positive without necessity. Okay. We did this earlier. Who was it? William of Ockham. Okay. Sorry, I got distracted. We'll just do a couple more and then I'll... Which philosopher is Jane Addams? Woman. Which philosopher is most closely associated with the following? There is no reason to fear death, for when you are alive, you're not dead, but when you are dead, you won't be around. Honestly, true. That's how I feel. Epicurus. Hell yeah. Epicurus, my dude. Okay. Which one's Aristotle? What does Aristotle look like? That guy. He looks like that. Okay, I gotta remember that. I have always thought the actions of men the best interpreters of their thoughts. John Locke said that. Okay. I want to see what's AR you can... I don't want my double on my face. So it gives you a little, like, Twitter handle thing. Name me. I'm gonna write my name. Little Anaximander is the name they gave me from that one philosopher. Maybe I should study him. Apparently there's people in my favorite quotes. Create wallpaper / meme. Oh my gosh. You can make wallpaper / memes. Hell yeah. That's so cool. What a cool little app. And then you can add text to it. That's so fun. I just think this app is fun. I think philosophy is cool, so... Oh, you can see you can get notified when it's their birthdays and death days. Oh, shoot. Yeah, stone for Philosopher's Stone. Yeah, and it adds, you can get a little widget that gives you, like, the quotes. So this is an Anaximander. His Twitter handle is Axemaster. So you can view their important ideas, you can read stuff about them. There's links to audiobooks. His important idea: the Earth is hanging in space equidistant to all other things and is a cylindrical solid. So this guy believed in cylinder Earth. There's links to Wikipedia and encyclopedias of philosophy. He was from Greece, an area of Greece that's modern-day Turkey. He was interested in metaphysics, astronomy, geometry, and geography. Yeah, I don't know. I just want to share this app because I think it's fun. I'm still not very good at the quiz. Like, my average right now is, you can see it's 0.56. Which philosopher is most closely associated with the following? The best form of government is that which governs not at all, but humanity is not ready for that. Ooh, who said that? This guy. Thoreau said that. Okay. No offense to Thoreau, but he's got a neck beard. Which philosopher is known for the following? There is but one coward on earth, and that is the coward that dare not know. Who said that? Chomsky. Thomas Kuhn. Dubois. Okay, Dubois said that. Great harm is caused by the belief that work is virtuous. Working less will lead to greater happiness. Yes. Okay, who said that? Bertrand Russell. Bertrand Russell, there we go. Killing oneself is giving up. We should not surrender unto the meaninglessness of the universe. Personally disagree, but... Okay, who said this? Kierkegaard. Okay, Camus said that. I'm not super familiar with these ones. Even a logical argument can render a false conclusion. True. Okay. Zeno said that. The notion that mankind has progressed through a series of primitive stages of consciousness on its path to the present, and that these stages corresponded to concrete forms of social organization, such as tribal, slave-owning, theocratic, and finally democratic egalitarian societies, has become inseparable from the modern understanding of man. That is true. That is very true. David Hume. Guy Debord. Francis Fukuyama said that. Okay. To say that man is a compound of strength and weakness, light and darkness, smallness and greatness, is not to indict him, it is to define him. Diderot. Yes. There we go. Which philosopher is Xenophanes? This guy. Hell yeah. Which philosopher is Edmund Husserl? Man. Which philosopher is most closely associated with the following? Anarchy is the absence of a master and a sovereign. Jean-Francois Lyotard? No. Emerson? Did Emerson say that? No. Pierre-Joseph Proudhon. Okay. Which philosopher's major works include The Wealth of Nations, The Theory of Moral Sentiments? Is that Adam Smith? Yes. Everyone who is born holds dual citizenship in the kingdom of the well and in the kingdom of the sick. Although we all prefer to use only the good passport, sooner or later each of us is obliged, at least for a spell, to identify ourselves as citizens of that other place. That's a good quote. I like that. William of Ockham? No. Seneca? No. Marshall? Susan Sontag said that. Okay. Which philosopher is John Locke? Easy. Which philosopher's major works include Theodicy? I don't know if I'm saying that right. Emerson. Thoreau. Hegel. Nope. This guy. Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz. Check out that wig. The moral cannibalism of all hedonist and altruist doctrines lies in the premise that the happiness of one man necessitates the injury of another. Aristotle. Slavoj. Betty. Oh, Ayn Rand said that. Marcus Aurelius. It's the statue guy. Persecution and the Art of Writing on Tyranny. Thomas Gunn. Leo Strauss. Leo Strauss. The Protestant Ethic and the Spirit of Capitalism, Politics as a Vocation. Max Weber. Max Weber wrote that. Okay. I gotta do some studying up on these people. Which philosopher is Dennis Diderot? Is that him? Yeah, there he goes. Thomas Hobbes. What does Thomas Hobbes look like? This one. Yes. From whatever aspect we regard the question, the right of slavery is null and void, not only as being illegitimate, but also because it is absurd and meaningless. The words slave and right contradict each other and are mutually exclusive. Franz Fanon. Jean-Jacques Rousseau. Okay. The Problems of Philosophy, Mysticism, and Logic. Jacques. John. Bertrand. Damn, I was going to pick Bertrand, and then I didn't. The proliferation of meaning in language and the state of an author's mind ultimately being unknowable makes a singular meaning of text impossible. Okay, Roland Barthes. My average just keeps going down. Everything is composed of water, just in different forms. Okay, that was Thales of Miletus. Check out his non-eyes. Xenophanes statue guy. Intention. Who wrote Intention? Elizabeth Anscombe. Cool hat. Angela Davis. Orientalism, Culture, and Imperialism. Epicurus. Edward Said wrote that. The Origins of Totalitarianism, Eichmann in Jerusalem, a report on the banality of evil. Hannah Arendt wrote that. Property is robbery. That is the war cry of 93. That is the signal of revolutions. Foucault. David Hume. Pierre Joseph Proto. Okay. Which philosopher is Anna Julia Cooper? Which philosopher is Auguste Comte? This guy. Theodore W. Adorno. Okay. This one. This one. The power of hidden connections are greater than apparent ones. Ooh, Heraclitus. That was just a guess. A complete guess. Thus spoke Zarathustra, beyond good and evil, the birth of tragedy. Nietzsche wrote that, okay. I was going to put Nietzsche first, and then I doubted myself again. Anarchism and Other Essays. Emma Goldman. Martin Heidegger. I forgot what Martin Heidegger looks like. That's what he looks like. The problem is they show different pictures. Democracy, social justice, and peace are mutually reinforcing. They all have to advance together to achieve any one. Jane Addams. And it is all one to me. Where am I to begin? For I shall return there again. Okay. Parmenides. If women are so frail that they need special treatment, why has no one ever offered her, a black woman, the traditional gentlemanly deference due a woman? Sojourner Truth. William of Ockham. This guy. Phenomenology of perception. Montesquieu. Ludwig. Maurice Merleau-Ponty. Critique of pure reason. Critique of practical reason. Immanuel Kant. Civilization and its discontents beyond the pleasure principle and the ego and the id. That's gotta be Freud. Roger Bacon, that was that guy. What cannot be said above all must not be silenced but written. George Berkeley. Baruch Spinoza. Jacques Derrida. Okay. It is solely on the basis of this common interest that every society should be governed. Did Emma say that? Did Marx say that? Rousseau. That's gotta be Rousseau. Yeah. I should have thought about it for 2 seconds. You crit. Jacques Lacan. Boom. I just had, it was a French name, so I had to pick a French guy. The best reason to want a libertarian society is because it respects individual rights. Zeno. Robert Nozick. In societies where modern conditions of production prevail, all of life presents itself as an immense accumulation of spectacles. Everything that was directly lived has moved away into representation. Guy Debord, sorry. Since love and fear can hardly exist together, if we must choose between them, it is far safer to be feared than to be loved. Machiavelli. Easy one. Walter Benjamin. This guy. Okay. Thomas Aquinas. Easy. Principles of the most ancient and modern philosophy. Epicurus, Pythagoras, René Descartes. Oh, okay, Anne Conway wrote that. I love that dog in the front. Edward Said. Is it that one? Yeah. I was going to say, I forgot what he looked like. On the Reproduction of Capitalism. What was it? No? Louis Althusser. I don't know how to say his name. Thomas Hobbes. What does Thomas Hobbes look like? Damn it. I totally forgot what he looked like. In accordance with the eternal law of providence, the natural law of which, of the heroic gents, in which there is no equality of justice between the weak and the strong, recurs. That guy. Giambattista Vico? John Stuart Mill. This guy. It's gotta be this guy. The Road to Serfdom. This guy. Frederick Hayek. Dogma is intended for and suited to the great mass of the human race, and as such it can contain merely allegorical truth that it nevertheless has to pass off as truth sensu proprio. John Locke. Arthur Schopenhauer. Okay. Arthur Schopenhauer. Yeah. Makes sense. Socrates. That one. Hell yeah. Every way of classifying a thing is but a way of handling it for some particular purpose. William James. What an object does or what makes it is its efficient cause. Aristotle. Okay, I'm gonna stop for a minute. It's getting dark in here. Let me fix some things. Give me a second. Because while we wait. Okay. Which philosopher is known for writing the following? To choose evil is to choose freedom. Freedom, emancipation from all restraint. George Bataille. The power of hidden connections are greater than apparent ones. Oh, I remember was it Heraclitus? Yeah. I was like, I remember we read the quote about hidden connections. Concepts and words change over time. An archaeology of thought should be performed. Nagel. Foucault. Okay, that's Foucault. Citizens of a Jeffersonian democracy can be as religious or irreligious as they please, as long as they are not fanatical. That is, they must abandon or modify opinion on matters of ultimate importance, the opinions that may hitherto have given sense and point to their lives, if these opinions entail public actions that cannot be justified to most of their fellow citizens. Okay. Who said that? Slavoj. Henry Bergson. Richard Rorty. Okay. I don't know much about any of those guys. The individual should have full control and possession of their own body and mind. Cicero. John Stuart Mill. Okay. John Stuart Mill. Martin Heidegger. Oops. Well, now I found out that's David Hume. I just learned the way to cheat by accident. I have no knowledge of myself as I am, but merely as I appear to myself. Nietzsche. Tamaris. Leo Strauss. That's Immanuel Kant? Okay. I didn't know that. The new electronic interdependence recreates the world in the image of a global village. Well, I'm guessing it's not Epicurus, because I don't think he lived in an age of electronic interdependence. No offense to him. Marshall McLuhan. Apologies. Okay, sorry about that. A new fundamental science, pure phenomenology, has developed within philosophy. This is a science of a thoroughly new type and endless scope. It is inferior in methodological rigor to none of the modern sciences. All philosophical disciplines are rooted in pure phenomenology, through whose development and through it alone they obtain their proper force. I have no idea. Voltaire. Pierre. Kierkegaard. Okay, that's Edmund Husserl? No idea. In suffering, the animals are our equals. Roger Bacon. Heraclitus. John Rawls. Okay, that's Peter Singer. Protagoras. This one. Damn, okay, that one. I mean, I knew it was a statue guy, but... Jean-Paul Sartre. This one. Easy. Easy. It is easy to see that the ego is that part of the id which has been modified by the direct influence of the external world. That's got to be Freud. The Rebel, the Myth of Sisyphus. Camus? Yeah, Camus. Albert Camus. The physical world is suffused with math. Pythagoras. It's got to be the triangle guy. I mean, he loves math, right? The creature is always capable of a farther and perfecter degree of life ad infinitum, and yet can never attain to be equal with God, for he is still infinitely more perfect than a creature in its highest elevation or perfection. Anne Conway. I don't know anything about Anne Conway, but so far in this quiz, she seems to have very long quotes that I don't quite understand about God. Truth is the cry of all, but the game of the few. Diogenes. Dante. George Berkeley. Okay, George Berkeley. Independence I have long considered as the grand blessing of life, the basis of every virtue, and independence I will ever secure by contracting my wants, though I were to live on a barren heath. Mary Wollstonecraft. Yeah. Which philosopher is Thomas Kuhn? This guy. Yeah. Sorry. I keep being interrupted. Anti-woman, black woman, and feminism, feminist theory from margin to center. Well, that would probably be bell hooks. The notion that mankind has progressed through a series of primitive stages of consciousness. Okay, we read this one. Who said it? Giambattista? No. Oh, no, that was Francis Fukuyama. I remember doing that one. Louis Althusser? It's gotta be this guy. No. This guy. This guy? Okay. I didn't know that. When Nietzsche praises egoism, it is always in an aggressive or polemical way against the virtue of disinterestedness. But in fact, egoism is a bad interpretation of the will, just as atomism is a bad interpretation of force. In order for there to be egoism, it is necessary for there to be an ego. Giles Deleuze. Betty Friedan. Okay. I was trying to see what that last picture was. Everything is composed of water in just different forms. We've done this one already. Noam Chomsky. Easy. Karl Popper. A man should be mourned at his birth, not at his death. Montesquieu said that, okay. Carl Jung. That's not, I was gonna say that picture is not what Carl Jung looks like in my mind. Under bad governments, this equality is only apparent and illusory. It serves only to keep the pauper in his poverty and the rich man in the position he has usurped. In fact, laws are always of use to those who possess and harmful to those who have nothing, from which it follows that the social state is advantageous to men only when all have something and none too much. Rousseau. Anaximander. It's gotta be this one, right? Yeah. There he is. It is no longer possible to be uncivilized, so we should change civilization to allow for instincts and feelings to be free. Camus. William James. Jean-Jacques Rousseau. Okay. The Second Sex. Simone de Beauvoir. Easy. Jacques the Fatalist. Rameau's nephew. Pierre. Giles. Denis Diderot. Every substantial form proceeds from God and participates in his divine nature according to its nobility. Dante. The unconscious is not a chaotic bundle of animalistic impulses like the id. It is well structured like language. Jacques Lacan. Karl Popper. I recognize him now. Epicurus. This one. So many of these guys are like smoking in their pictures. Any criticism of the modern must include criticism of what came before. We cannot simply return to the past. True. But who said it? Theodore W. Adorno. Every fact in theory and history has been revised at some point. Guy. Adam. Jane. No, it was Voltaire. That wasn't good for me. Wonder is the feeling of a philosopher, and philosophy begins in wonder. August Edmund Socrates. Socrates said that. The structure of scientific revolutions. Thomas Kuhn. Thus spoke Zarathustra, beyond good and evil, the birth of tragedy. Dubois. No. Heidegger. Roger. That's Nietzsche? Okay. I guess, yeah, I should have known that. Nothing doth more hurt in a state than that cunning men pass for wise. Francis Bacon. Peter Singer is this one. Letters from a Stoic. Seneca? Yeah. George Berkeley is this guy. Edward Said is this one. Is this all? No idea. Betty Friedan, okay. I had no idea about that one. Knowledge of the fact differs from knowledge of the reason for the fact. Okay, that's true. Aristotle. Judith Butler, easy. Hannah Arendt, easy. Anna Julia Cooper, easy. Jacques Derrida. What does Jacques Derrida look like? I don't know. Like that, I guess. Slavoj Žižek. John Stuart Mill. Orations, Academia, Treatises on Friendship and Old Age. Cicero. Okay, that's Cicero. Angela Davis. Easy. Francis Bacon. Oh, no, I was trying to put that one back. I knew I was clicking the wrong one. Henry Bergson. Pierre-Joseph Proudhon is this guy. Carl Jung, easy. Consider your origin. You were not born to live like brutes, but to follow virtue and knowledge. Augustine. Marshall. Voltaire. It's gotta be Voltaire. Oh, Dante. I was very wrong. Each paradigm established by science eventually used up their capacity to solve empirical puzzles and was replaced by new paradigms. Diderot? Thomas Kuhn. The metaphysical apologia at least betrayed the injustice of the established order through the incongruence of concept and reality. The impartiality of scientific language deprived what was powerless of the strength to make itself heard, and merely provided the existing order with a neutral sign for itself. Such neutrality is more metaphysical than metaphysics. I have no idea. Theodore W. Adorno. That was a lot. Religious stories that resolve injustice and randomness by positing transcendence or veiled meaning is philosophical suicide. Who said it? Camus. Camus said it. Truth. Lethia on the gods. Perithion. Protagoras. Persecution and the Art of Writing on Tyranny. Leo Strauss. We're getting some repeat questions. A foolish consistency is the hobgoblin of little minds, adored by little statesmen and philosophers and divines. Oh, it kind of rhymed. Emerson. He's a writer, so it rhymed, so. All that is solid melts into air, all that is holy is profaned, and man is at last compelled to face with sober senses his real conditions of life and his relations with his kind. Jacques. Edward. Max. Okay, that's Karl Marx. That's a quote I don't know. William James. Yeah. A Voice from the South. Anna Julia Cooper. In modern societies, images mediate social relations. Guy Debord. With a consistent empiricism, one can only conclude that what exists are solely minds and their contents. John Locke. No. Nope. Herbert. Nope. George Berkeley. Yeah, I didn't know that at all. The Archaeology of Knowledge, Discipline and Punish, The History of Sexuality. Who wrote it? John Rawls. Foucault. Yeah, I knew it was Foucault. And then I was like, Michel de Montaigne. This guy. Oh, this guy. Yeah. Everything has always existed. There was never a time when there was nothing. Parmenides said that. Nicomachean Ethics, Metaphysics, Categories. This person. Aristotle. Okay, it was Aristotle. Introduction to Objectivist Epistemology, The Virtue of Selfishness. Henry. Ayn Rand. Okay. I don't know that much about Ayn Rand, except that I'm not a fan. William of Ockham is this guy. Even a logical argument can render a false conclusion. Okay, I remember that. Who said it? Zeno said it. I love that picture. Epicurus. Philosophy cannot and should not give faith, but it should understand itself and know what it has to offer and take nothing away. At least of all should fool people out of something as if it were nothing. Yeah, I have no idea. Kierkegaard. Ooh, that was just based on like pure instinct. Life cannot be administered by definite rules and regulations. That wisdom to deal with a man's difficulties comes only through some knowledge of his life and habits as a whole. George William Friedrich. Jane Addams. Nietzsche, that's easy. Mythologies, Camera Lucida, Reflections on Photography. Roland Barthes. I was just like, that's the one I know the least about. This is Frantz Fanon. Average has gone slightly up. We must believe in life. Who said that? Dubois. Dubois said that. One-Dimensional Man, Eros and Civilization. Heraclitus. Plato. John Stuart Mill. Ah, damn it. Herbert Marcuse. Yeah, I don't know him either. Edward Said. Is that one? I heartily accept the motto that government is best which governs least, and I should like to see it acted up to more rapidly and systematically. Carried out, it finally amounts to this, which I also believe, that government is best which governs not at all, and when men are prepared for it, that will be the kind of government which they will have. Fukuyama. David Hume. Thoreau. Yeah, I remember we did that earlier, and I didn't know it either. Anarchy, State, and Utopia. Heidegger. Robert Nozick. Postmodern art tries to present the unpresentable, creating the sublime, while modern art merely presents the fact that there is an unpresentable. Bertrand. Marshall. Jean-Francois Lyotard. Zeno is this one. The first premise of all human history is, of course, the existence of living human individuals. Thus, the first fact to be established is the physical organization of these individuals and their consequent relation to the rest of nature. Emerson, no. Elizabeth, no. Berkeley. Okay, that was Karl Marx also. Apparently I don't know enough Karl Marx quotes. This one. The Right to Ignore the State, the Philosophy of Style. Edmund? No. Herbert Spencer. Herbert Spencer wrote that. Class-based revolution does not proceed according to some plan in a book, but arises out of everyday struggles. It's gotta be Luxemburg, right? Yeah, Rosa Luxemburg. Works centered around the history of philosophy can be constructive, not just explicative. Karl Popper. Giles Deleuze. Okay. I saw within its depth how it conceives all things in a single volume bound by love, of which the universe is the scattered leaves. Dante. Yeah, I don't know. That just seemed poetic, so I went with Dante. Democracy, social justice, and peace are mutually reinforcing. They all have to advance together to achieve any one. I think it was Jane Addams who said that. Individuals police their behavior to conform to the norms established by sciences and discourses. Foucault? Yeah. It was the police bit that tipped me off. Judith Butler. The modern form of liberalism, oriented toward universal freedom, contains within it an intrinsic tendency towards extreme relativism. Friedrich Leo Strauss said that. Okay. Schopenhauer. Easy. He's got that crazy hair. It doesn't look crazy in that picture, but... Oh, that's really tiny text. The function of objective thinking is to reduce all phenomena which bear witness to the union of subject and world, putting in their place the clear idea of the object as in itself and of the subject as pure consciousness. Therefore, it severs the links which unite the thing and the embodied subject, leaving only sensible qualities to make up our world, to the exclusion of the modes of appearance which we have described, and preferably visual qualities, because these give the impression of being autonomous, and because they are less directly linked to our body and present us with an object rather than introducing us into an atmosphere. But in reality, all things are concretions of a setting, and any explicit perception of a thing survives in virtue of a previous communication with a certain atmosphere. That is a lot. I'm gonna pick that guy just because I don't know. I don't know. The Art of Happiness, Principal Doctrines. Epicurus. Individuals have the right to the fruits of their labor. Did John Locke say that? Yes. The Wealth of Nations, Theory of Moral Sentiments. That is Adam Smith. Easy. Against Interpretation, Regarding the Pain of Others on Photography. Susan Sontag. Okay. On the Reproduction of Capitalism. I'm going to say Louis. Yeah. Atheism offers the expansion and growth of the human mind. Theism is static and fixed. That was Emma Goldman. Thought excludes the heart that moves it. That which makes thought live is spoiled, set outside of it, but it does not know this. Voltaire. No. Luce. Irigaray. I don't know. Master signifiers, which the subject most deeply identifies with, like nationality, are actually signifiers without a signified. Okay. Auguste. Jacques said that. Jacques Lacan. Speculations about the substance of the universe or the existence of gods is pointless, as it is ultimately unknowable. Seneca? No. This guy. No. Jeremy Bentham. Okay, Protagoras said that, I guess. Voltaire. This one. They used a different picture of Voltaire to try to trick me. Women are as capable as men for any kind of work or any career. I'm going to guess Betty said that. Against Interpretation, Regarding the Pain of Others on Photography. We just did that one. It was Susan. Simulations began to reference other simulations as they became more widespread, becoming a carnival of mirrors reflecting images projected from other mirrors. I'm gonna guess Baudrillard. The whole simulation thing, like the Matrix. Science has the effect of disenchanting the world. Max Weber. The Right to Ignore the State, The Philosophy of Style. That was Herbert Spencer. The Philosophy of Style, and he's got his very stylish sideburns going. There is one God, greatest among gods and men, similar to mortals, neither in shape nor in thought. Xenophanes. Okay, I got that one right. Herbert Marcuse is this guy. Roger Bacon is this guy. One should reject the comforts of conformity and traditional authority. Montesquieu. Emerson. Theodore W. Adorno is this man. Is that Emile or On Education, the Social Contract? Jean-Jacques Rousseau. Easy, because it was like a French sounding word, so it had to be the French guy. Phenomenology of perception. Maurice Merleau-Ponty. Edmund Burke. No? Okay, that's Edmund Burke. I don't think I've seen Edmund Burke at all so far. There is this freedom movement, and then there is an attempt to narrow the freedom movement so that it fits into a much smaller frame, the frame of civil rights. Not that civil rights is not immensely important, but freedom is more expansive than civil rights. And as that movement grew and developed, it was inspired by, and in turn inspired liberation struggles in Africa, Asia, Latin America, and Australia. I'm going to guess Angela Davis. Consider your origin. You were not born to live like brutes, but to follow virtue and knowledge. That was Dante. Aristotle. It's obviously going to be the marble bust. Roland Barthes is this man. Ooh, our average has gone up a bit. We're at 0.57. Every civilized human being, whatever his conscious development, is still an archaic man at the deeper levels of his psyche. Just as the human body connects us with the mammals and displays numerous relics of earlier evolutionary stages, going back to even the reptilian age, so the human psyche is likewise a product of evolution, which, when followed up to its origins, show countless archaic traits. Okay. This guy. Dubois. No, Henry. That was Carl Jung. Okay. Oh, I should have, because unconscious. Duh, I should have realized that. Philosophy is different from science and from mathematics. Unlike science, it doesn't rely on experiments or observation, but only on thought. And unlike mathematics, it has no formal methods of proof. It is done just by asking questions, arguing, trying out ideas, and thinking of possible arguments against them, and wondering how our concepts really work. Thoreau. Nagel. Okay, Thomas Nagel. Giambattista Vico is this guy. Sorry, that's kind of a janky looking bust. A Trace of Human Nature, an Inquiry Concerning Human Understanding. David Hume. Anaximander, is that one? For the black man, there is only one destiny, and it is white. I guess Frantz Fanon. The Problems of Philosophy, Mysticism, and Logic. I have no idea. Bertrand Russell. The sciences we are familiar with have been installed in a number of great continents. Before Marx, two such continents had been opened up to scientific knowledge, the continent of mathematics and the continent of physics. First by the Greeks, the second by Galileo. Marx opened up a third continent to scientific knowledge, the continent of history. I'm going to guess that's Louis, because all of those other people predate Marx, I'm pretty sure. So, Guy Debord is this guy. Letters from a Stoic, that's Seneca. The secret of being a bore is to tell everything. Protagoras. Voltaire. Damn, I should have guessed Voltaire first. I knew it. Judith Butler. Consider your origin. You were not born to live like brutes, but to follow virtue and knowledge. That's Dante. The world is will and representation. Rousseau. No. Diderot. Schopenhauer? Okay, that was Schopenhauer. I wasn't familiar with that one. René Descartes. Easy. Anarchism is the only philosophy which brings to man the consciousness of himself, which maintains that God, the state, and society are non-existent, that their promises null and void, since they can be fulfilled only through man's subordination. It's gotta be Emma Goldman. Queen of anarchism. That's a bit of an oxymoron. Friedrich Nietzsche, easy. Bell Hooks, easy. Ayn Rand, easy. Introduction to the Principles of Morals. John Stuart Mill. No. Jeremy Bentham. Okay. Jeremy Bentham. Luce Irigaray is this person. Things as they are is not accessible to us. Parmenides. Jean-Paul. Martin Heidegger. Damn. Okay. Immanuel Kant. Language is adaptable. It is not static and depends on the function being served. Walter Benjamin. Ludwig Wittgenstein. The Art of Happiness, Principal Doctrines. Epicurus. He's a very serious man for writing a book on the art of happiness. First, anyone who seriously intends to become a philosopher must once in his life withdraw into himself and attempt within himself to overthrow and build anew all the sciences that up to then he has been accepting. Edmund, I still don't know how to say your last name. The best Marxist analysis are always analysis of failure. I have no idea who said that. Karl Popper. Savage. Montesquieu is this guy. Thomas Nagel. I think it's this guy. Democracy, social justice, and peace are mutually reinforcing. Jane Addams said that. I just want to get my average up to like 0.6, and then I can take a break. Which philosopher is Carl Jung? There it is. Leviathan. That was Thomas Hobbes. The difference between true and false values is what matters. Diogenes. Okay, I got that right. Behold a man. There is one God, greatest among gods and men, similar to mortals, neither in shape nor in thought. William Henry. Damn, Xenophanes. Rational knowledge comes through the senses. This Thomas Aquinas with a sick hairdo. Our working hypothesis is that the status of knowledge is altered as societies enter what is known as the post-industrial age and cultures enter the postmodern age. Francis Fukuyama. Noam Chomsky, damn. Jean-Francois Lyotard. Okay, I don't know that one either. The strongest argument proves nothing so long as the conclusions are not verified by experience. Experimental science is the queen of sciences and the goal of all speculation. Roger Bacon. Yes. Look at him. Experimentation should be used to develop scientific knowledge. It's got to be Roger Bacon again, right? That was like, that's like a very similar quote. Republicanism is the best form of government. It's got to be either Cicero or Seneca, right? Cicero? Yes. Karl Popper is this guy. Postmodern art tries to present the unpresentable, creating the sublime, while modern art merely presents the fact that there is an unpresentable. I guess Jean Francois Lyotard. It lays down, as is generally known, that our speculations upon all subjects whatsoever pass necessarily through three successive stages: a theological stage, in which free play is given to spontaneous fictions admitting of no proof; the metaphysical stage, characterized by the prevalence of personified abstractions or entities; lastly, the positive stage, based upon an exact view of the real facts of the case. Thomas Aquinas. Parmenides. Auguste Comte. Oh god, this is so tiny. Can the human appropriation of nature ever achieve the elimination of violence, cruelty, and brutality in the daily sacrifice of animal life for the physical reproduction of the human race? To treat nature for its own sake sounds good, but it is certainly not for the sake of the animal to be eaten, nor probably for the sake of the plant. The end of this war, the perfect peace in the animal world, this idea belongs to the Orphic myth, not to any conceivable historical reality. In the face of the suffering inflicted by man on man, it seems terribly premature to campaign for universal vegetarianism or synthetic foodstuffs. As the world is, priority must be on human solidarity among human beings, and yet no free society is imaginable which does not, under its regulative ideas of reason, make the concerted effort to reduce consistently the suffering which man imposes on the animal world. Whew, okay. Herbert? Oh, that was just a guess. Herbert Marcuse said that. Socrates. Science deals best with that which can be quantified objectively: length, weight, velocity, etc. John Locke. Come on, my average is still 0.58. The secret of being a bore is to tell everything. I don't know who said that. Voltaire. Okay. The notion that mankind has progressed through a series of primitive stages of consciousness on his path to the present, and that the stages corresponded to concrete forms of social organization. We've done this one before, but I don't remember who said it. Jonathan. Francis Fukuyama. Oh, sorry, it was Johann, not Jonathan. I don't know why I said that. In modern societies, images mediate social relations. Guy Debord. Technological development, redounding to the few, is alienating the majority from the means of production. Karl Marx. Summa Logicae, short discourse on tyrannical government. William of Ockham. I need no warrant for being, and no word of sanction upon my being. I am the warrant and the sanction. Ayn Rand. Okay. I could have guessed that if I thought about it longer. Maurice Merleau-Ponty. I don't know what he looks like. I'm going to guess this one. No, this one. This is not helping my average go up. Mythologies, Camera Lucida, Reflections on Photography. Roland Barthes. Every natural fact is a symbol of some spiritual fact. Thoreau. Emerson. Okay. Xenophanes. This one? Yeah. There are three parts of the mind: the id, the ego, the superego. Freud. Okay, we're at 0.59. I just want to get to 0.6, and then I can take a break. Bertrand Russell. What does he look like? This guy? Yes. Of philosophy, I will say nothing, except that when I saw that had been cultivated for so many ages by the most distinguished men, and that yet there is not a single matter within its sphere which is still not in dispute, and nothing therefore which is above doubt, I did not presume to anticipate that my success would be greater in it than that of others. Hannah, Burke, Simone, Renee. My average went down again. Jeremy Bentham, that guy. It's so much harder to bring the average up, but then you get one wrong and you immediately go down. One's access to truth depends on their rhetorical debating skills. Protagoras. The first cause of absurd conclusions I ascribe to the want of method. Diderot, Dante, Thomas Hobbes. I'm never going to get to point 6. Definitions can't be the basis of meaning for all words, or we'd go forever in a circle. Eventually, we must get to some words which have meaning directly. George Berkeley, Mary Wollstonecraft, Thomas Nagel. Talk of mental states and sensations is expressive, not descriptive. Heraclitus, Kierkegaard, Ludwig. Friedrich Hayek is this guy. The Art of Happiness is Epicurus. Johann Gottlieb Fichte. I think that's this one. Those who try to make room for sex as more casual enjoyment pay the penalty. They become shallow. At any rate, the talk that reflects and commends this attitude is always shallow. They dishonor their own bodies, holding cheap what is naturally connected with the origination of human life. We're going to say boo to that one. Who said it? I have no idea. Anna. Plato. Aristotle. Nope, that was Elizabeth. Elizabeth, that's going to be a no from me. Dialectic of Enlightenment. Max Weber. Edmund. Theodore. One-dimensional man, Eros, and civilization. Marshall. Friedrich. Herbert Marcuse. I am not doing good anymore. Living in the end times, less than nothing, God in pain, the sublime object of ideology. Giles? Slavoj. Yeah, Slavoj Zizek. I should have guessed that. The structure of scientific revolutions. Thomas Kuhn. Principles of the most ancient and modern philosophy. Bertrand, Simone, Anne Conway. The Wealth of Nations, Theory of Moral Sentiments, Adam Smith. Jean-Paul Sartre, easy. The recurring mental images or themes that make up a collective unconscious are archetypes. Carl Jung. I think the word unconscious was spelled wrong on that. Illuminations. Voltaire. Walter Benjamin. I don't think I'm going to make it to point 6 this time. Baudrillard. That one is Jacques Lacan. On Liberty, Utilitarianism. John Stuart Mill. Personal integrity and self-reliance are moral imperatives. Emerson. There's a difference between the early work of Marx, which focuses on Hegel, and the late works of Marx, which is more scientific, epitomized by Das Kapital. It's going to be Louis. Imperialism is at the root of nearly all the oppression suffered by populations. I'm going to guess that's Angela Davis. Matter in motion comprises the universe and nothing else. The universe is a large mechanism. Augustine? Roger. Hobbes? Okay. I didn't know that one. William of Ockham. Is William of Ockham, is that where Occam's razor comes from? I have no idea. The only organisms with practical reason can see value, but once they see it, they find it in the lives of organisms without reason or consciousness. I have no idea. Rousseau? Betty. Thomas Nagel. We aspire to a broader, fuller life. Sojourner. Dubois. That was Dubois. Actions are ethical or right only because a person or society have judged it to be so. Gottfried. Bataille. Chomsky? Nope. Protagoras. Okay. Epicurus. Easy. The human being is not the lord of beings, but the shepherd of being. Heidegger? Yeah. Montesquieu. The end justifies the means. That's gotta be Machiavelli, right? Machiavelli. No punishment has ever possessed enough power of deterrence to prevent the commission of crimes. On the contrary, whatever the punishment, once a specific crime has appeared for the first time, its reappearance is more likely than its initial emergence could ever have been. I don't know. Renee? Hannah? Okay. Interesting. Bell hooks. Conducting oneself with integrity prevents any true long-term harm. Socrates. Into that from which things take their rise, they pass away once more, as is ordained, for they make reparation and satisfaction to one another for the injustice according to the appointed time. Anaximander, okay. The mode of simulation now governs economics, politics, social life, and culture. Baudrillard. Keyword there, simulation. The feminine ideal of the domestic goddess is imprisoning to women. I'm going to say Betty Friedan said that. If it's a quote about feminism, it's probably a woman who wrote it. A novel is never anything but a philosophy put into images. Camus? Okay. "20 Years at Hull House." I have no idea. Jeremy. Henry. Jane. Okay, Jane Addams. 20 Years at Hull House. The Postmodern Condition, a report on knowledge, libidinal economy, differend, phrases in dispute. This guy. Is that Jean-Francois? Is that Lyotard? I think. Nothing doth more hurt in a state than that cunning men pass for wise. Francis Bacon. That was just a guess. We are one with God, but we project qualities on God, omniscience, etc., that alienate us from him. Oh, that was just a guess. Moral doctrine owes nothing to the supernatural. I don't know. Oh, that was just purely a guess as well. Auguste Comte. Anarchy is the absence of a master and of a sovereign. Adam Smith, Marshall, Richard. Okay. I just had no idea on that one. The limits of capitalism drive imperialism and war. Rosa Luxemburg. The man who is born into existence deals first with language. This is a given. He is even caught in it before his birth. Okay, Jacques Lacan. Ideas improve. The meaning of words participates in the improvement. Plagiarism is necessary. Progress implies it. It embraces an author's phrase, makes use of his expressions, erases a false idea, and replaces it with the right idea. Thomas, Friedrich, Guy Debord. Reflection on the Revolution in France, a philosophical inquiry into the origin of our ideas of the sublime and beautiful. David Hume? No. Edmund Burke. Any criticism of the modern must include criticism of what came before. We cannot simply return to the past. Theodore Adorno. What is called objectivity, scientific for instance, in which I firmly believe in a given situation, imposes itself only within a context which is extremely vast, old, firmly established, or rooted in a network of conventions, and yet which still remains a context. I don't know. I have no idea. Jacques Derrida. Ludwig Wittgenstein. It's this guy. No? Oh, it's that guy. Oh, sorry. The notion of the author in literary criticism forces projection of an ultimate meaning of the text. Giles? Roland Barthes. Okay. I don't think I'm going to make it to a 0.6 average. I need to stop. I'm tired. My brain is turning into mush. This was a lot for right now, so I need a break. Should be good now. Okay. So, let's go to the quiz. So, like, every time you go back to it, your average goes back to 1, which is 100%. But, like I was saying last time, like, my average went down to, like, 50-something, and I was trying to get it back up to, like 60, like, 0.6, and I just could not get there. So, let's see how good we do today. That one's Elizabeth Anscombe. She has a funny hat. Goal of feminism is to make women equal to men. It's not possible because not all men are equal. I'm going to say bell hooks. The vocation of man, the science of rights. John Locke. This guy. Johann Gottlieb Fichte. Through knowledge, friendship, and freedom from fear is the way to attain the greatest pleasure. Epicurus. That was, it had his vibes, that's all I can say. War is never anything less than accelerated technological change. Okay. I remember reading this one, but who said it? George Bataille. Marshall McLuhan. Okay. Whoops. It is truly a marvelous thing to consider to what greatness Athens arrived in the space of 100 years after she freed herself from the tyranny of Pisistratus. But above all, it is even more marvelous to consider the greatness Rome reached when she freed herself from her kings. The reason is easy to understand, for it is the common good and not private gain that makes cities great. Rene Descartes, John Rawls, Niccolo Machiavelli. Okay. I had a feeling it was him, but then I doubted myself again. The only morally justifiable role of the state is to protect individuals from force via a police force and laws, nothing else. I don't know who said that. Robert Nozick said that. Which major philosopher's works include What is Philosophy? Dude, I don't know. Voltaire. Augustine Giles Deleuze. Okay. Didn't know that at all. Michel de Montaigne. Who is that? This guy. Yeah, there we go. The idea of an innate, natural sex is part of a strategy to conceal performative nature of gender. It's gotta be Judith Butler. In accordance with the eternal law of providence, the natural law of the heroic gens, in which there is no equality of justice between the weak and the strong, recurs. Okay, Giambattista. I got his name wrong. Vico. Revolting should not be done for the self, but out of compassion for others. Schopenhauer? Camus. Okay, Albert Camus. See, my average is 0.57. The Souls of Black Folk, Black Reconstruction in America. W.E.B. Du Bois. The Second Sex. That was Simone de Beauvoir. Oh, my average is 0.62 right now. That was my goal last time, to get to 0.6. Intersubjectivity is foundational in developing ourselves and external world as existent. I have no idea. Edmund Husserl. Sigmund Freud. We all know him. Humans are heroic, and one's own happiness is the moral purpose of life. Heraclitus. Ayn Rand. Yeah, that seemed like an Ayn Rand quote. Not a fan of Ayn Rand, but... Phenomenology of perception. Phenomenology of perception. Maurice Merleau-Ponty. Good one. No, okay, we're good. I thought I had to stop for a second. It is solely on the basis of this common interest that every society should be governed. Yeah. My bad. Okay, sorry. It is solely on the basis of this common interest that every society should be governed. Oh, I kind of remember this. Was it Rousseau? It was Rousseau. If women are so frail that they need special treatment, why has no one ever offered her, a black woman, the traditional gentlemanly deference due a woman? That was Sojourner Truth. For there is but one essential justice which cements society, and one law which establishes this justice. This law is right reason, which is the true rule of all commandments and prohibitions. Roger Bacon. Cicero. Okay. I knew it had to be an old guy, I just didn't know how old. Edmund Burke. Is it him? Yeah. Edmund Burke. Practical Ethics, Animal Liberation. I'm going to say Peter Singer. Yeah, I think I remember he had quotes about animals or something. Scientific knowledge does not represent the totality of knowledge. It has always existed in addition to and in competition and conflict with another kind of knowledge, which I will call narratives in the interest of simplicity. Jean-Francois Lyotard. See, studying helps. See, let's see if I can get the average to 0.7. Knowledge that tendeth but to satisfaction is but as a courtesan, which is for pleasure and not for fruit or generation. Seneca? Oh, Francis Bacon. Okay. Average went down again. That's not good. Despotism can be prevented by a system in which power is divided between legislative, executive, and judicial bodies. Montesquieu. Jacques the Fatalist, Rameau's nephew. Diderot. Against interpretation regarding the pain of others on photography. I'm going to say that's Susan Sontag. Ooh, 0.69. Nice. Which philosopher is Ralph Waldo Emerson? I believe that is him. Hell yeah, we did it. We got to 0.7. Which philosopher's major works include Being and Time? Heidegger? Okay. I love that picture. It's got like a cheeky vibe. Baruch Spinoza is this guy. Which philosopher is known for writing the following? Religion, which should most distinguish us from the beasts and ought most particularly elevate us as rational creatures above brutes, is that wherein men often appear most irrational and more senseless than beasts. I remember this quote, but I don't remember who said it. John Locke. Oh, that was a guess. That was just a guess. For a secular morality, a new philosophy will be required, one that changes how belief and desire explain actions. I don't know. Derrida. No. Okay, Elizabeth Anscombe. I did not know that at all. One never steps in the same river twice. Heraclitus. Friedrich Hayek. Well, the second picture is Karl Marx, and the third is Sojourner Truth. I just don't know who the other two are. Is that? Nope. That's Friedrich Hayek. Okay. Summa Logicae, short discourse on tyrannical government. Parmenides, William of Ockham. Okay. That's Albert Camus. Thomas Hobbes. I forgot what he looks like. The last one is Voltaire. I know that. That one's Thomas Hobbes. Yeah. I say, life and figure are distinct attributes of one substance, and as one and the same body may be transmuted into all kinds of figures, and as the perfecter figure comprehends that which is more imperfect, so one and the same body may be transmuted from one degree of life to another more perfect, which always comprehends it in it the inferior. Oh God, I don't know. Diderot. Anne Conway. Okay, that was Anne Conway. Emma Goldman. Easy. Thus spoke Zarathustra, beyond good and evil, the birth of tragedy. That's gotta be Nietzsche. Kierkegaard. That's this one. Overly intellectual feminist theory will fail to engage with a broader audience. Bell hooks. Moral doctrine owes nothing to the supernatural. David Hume. Auguste Comte. Okay. The Protestant ethic and the spirit of capitalism, politics as a vocation. Max Weber. Okay, here we go. Nausea, being, and nothingness. That's Jean-Paul Sartre. Thomas Nagel. It's this guy. Where without any change in circumstances, the things held to be just by law are seen not to correspond with the concept of justice in actual practice. Such laws are not really just. Edmundberg. Mary was there. Okay, that's Epicurus. The accumulation of capital. Rosa Luxemburg. Anarchy, State, and Utopia. Francis Fukuyama. Robert Nozick. Okay. The human intellect artificially chops up time and space into smaller, more manageable units. William James. Henry Bergson. Okay. As we shall see later, the most important factor in the training of good mental habits consists in acquiring the attitude of suspended conclusion and in mastering the various methods of searching for new materials to corroborate or to refute the first suggestions that occur. To maintain the state of doubt and to carry on systematic and protracted inquiry, these are the essentials of thinking. Schopenhauer. Betty Friedan. John Dewey. Okay. I don't know. I don't know at this point. The Republic, Credo, Meno, the Symposium. That's Plato. Black skin, white masks, the wretched of the earth. Frantz Fanon. The world is nothing but world as meaning. Hannah. Maurice. Oh, okay. I was going to guess Maurice first, and then I didn't. The Problems of Philosophy, Mysticism, and Logic. Nietzsche. Bertrand Russell. The human being is not the lord of beings, but the shepherd of beings. But the shepherd of being. Heidegger, yeah, okay. One should reject the comforts of conformity and traditional authority. Emerson, yeah. Dante, easy. The Rebel, the Myth of Sisyphus. Oh, I know this, but I don't know this. Camus. Okay, yeah. The Problems of Philosophy, Mysticism, and Logic. Okay, we just did this. Was it Bertrand? Yeah, Bertrand Russell. One is determined by structural condition, not individual agency. Louis Althusser? I still don't know how to say his name. Ethics. Baruch Spinoza. No. Guy. I think I broke it. I think I broke the game. But it was Baruch Spinoza. Man is the measure of all things. Protagoras. Against interpretation regarding the pain of others on photography, that was Susan Sontag. It's starting to repeat questions now. We should apply to ourselves the same standards that we apply to others. Roland Luce. No. Noam Chomsky. There we go. Vindication of the Rights of Women, Mary Wollstonecraft. Consumption is the sole end and purpose of all production, and the interest of the producer ought to be attended to only so far as it may be necessary for promoting that of the consumer. Adam Smith. What is reasonable is real. That which is real is reasonable. Thoreau? No. George Wilhelm Friedrich. A religion may be discerned in capitalism, that is to say, capitalism serves essentially to allay the same anxieties, torments, and disturbances to which so-called religions offered answers. Foucault? No. Jean Rawls. Walter Benjamin. Okay. Walter Benjamin. Rosa Luxemburg. Jean-Jacques Rousseau. Is this Rousseau? Yeah. Intention. Epicurus. Elizabeth Anscombe wrote Intention. Henri Bergson is this guy. I hate that picture they use of Carl Jung. I hate it so much. Which philosopher is Edmund Burke? That's this guy. Ludwig Wittgenstein is this guy. Opinion is ultimately determined by the feelings and not by the intellect. Herbert Spencer. Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz. That's this guy with the big hair. He kind of looks like Dr. Phil. Atheism offers the expansion and growth of the human mind. Theism is static and fixed. Did Emma Goldman say that? Yeah, she did. Dialectic of Enlightenment. Theodore? Second Treatise of Government, an essay concerning human understanding. John Locke? Instinct leads, intelligence does but follow. Pythagoras. Auguste Comte. Nope. William James. Okay. Act in such a way that you treat humanity, whether in your own person or in the person of any other, never merely as a means to an end, but always at the same time as an end. I have no idea. That's Immanuel Kant. Okay. We are never so defenseless against suffering as when we love. I think Freud said that, yeah. Excuse me. Instinct leads, intelligence does but follow. We just did that one. It was William James, right? Capitalism's growth is due in part to the Protestant work ethic. Who said that? Max Weber? Yeah, there we go. Ralph Waldo Emerson. Easy. Damaris Cudworth Masham is this one. That's her. Nicomachean Ethics, Metaphysics, Categories. I don't know. Aristotle. Adam Smith. There we go. Thomas Hobbes. There we go. Easy. There is but one coward on earth, and that is the coward that dare not know. That was W.E.B. Du Bois. Socrates. Principles of the most ancient and modern philosophy. Nope. That was Anne Conway, I guess. I had no idea on that one. Those who promise us paradise on earth never produced anything but a hell. Karl Popper. Thoughts without content are empty. Intuitions without concepts are blind. Voltaire. No. Thomas Aquinas. Nope. Immanuel Kant. Okay. There is a practical knowledge to action, and this is different from the contemplative knowledge of the sciences. Elizabeth Anscombe. The narratives of Sojourner Truth. I would guess that would be Sojourner Truth. Oh, sorry. In accordance with the eternal law of providence, the natural law of the heroic chance, in which there is no equality of justice between the weak and the strong, recurs. Giambattista Vico. Yeah, we did that one earlier. Betty Friedan. Simulacra and Simulation, America. Sean Baudrillard. The move from a structuralist account in which capital is understood to structure social relations in relatively homologous ways to a view of hegemony in which power relations are subject to repetition, convergence, and rearticulation brought the question of temporality into the thinking of structure and marked a shift from a form of Althusserian theory that takes structural totalities as theoretical objects. The insights into the contingent possibility of structure inaugurate a renewed conception of hegemony as bound up with the contingent sites and strategies of the rearticulation of power. Jesus. I have fucking Judith Butler. Okay. Jeez. The problem inherent in the surface of things, and only in the surface of things, is the heart of things. Oh, Edmund. No. Leo Strauss. No? Emma Goldman. No, it's George. It's none of them, apparently. It was Leo. I did that. Cicero. John Stuart Mill. There is hardly a philosophy which has not invoked something like the will or desire to know, the love of truth, etc. But in truth, very few philosophers, apart perhaps from Spinoza and Schopenhauer, have accorded it more than a marginal status, as if there was no need for philosophy to say first of all what the name that it bears actually refers to. I think that's Foucault. Humans are heroic, and one's own happiness is the moral purpose of life. That's Ayn Rand. People will not look forward to posterity who never look backward to their ancestors. Thoreau? No. Burke. Edmund Burke. Roger Bacon. Ecrit was Jacques Derrida. No, it was Jacques Lacan. It was the other Jacques. No? Yeah, it was. I was just like, in my head, I was just like Jacques, and then I wasn't thinking which Jacques. I did that one already. Revolting should not be done for the self, but out of compassion for others. Friedrich? No. Albert Camus. Phenomenology of spirit. I don't know. It was Hegel. Imperative of labor, utility, and hoarding found under capitalism go against human nature. I don't know. I don't know who said these things. Georges Bataille. The larger population might be an ill-informed, short-sighted legislative body. Rousseau. Not a good one. Illuminations. I have no idea. Jane Addams, nope. William James, nope. Walter Benjamin. Discourses are tactical elements or blocks operating in the field of force relations. There can exist different and even contradictory discourses within the same strategy. They can, on the contrary, circulate without changing their form from one strategy to another opposing strategy. I have no idea. Foucault. Jean Rawls is that guy. Ayn Rand is that one. There will be a communist revolution where the workers will seize the means of production and create a class-free society. Karl Marx. No psychic value can disappear without being replaced by another of equivalent intensity. Carl Jung. A nation must have a set boundary and monopoly on the use of force. Jacques? No. Max Weber. Okay. I should have known that one. Capitalism is incompatible with human liberty. Emma Goldman. Niccolo Machiavelli. Creepy ass picture. Popular escapist fiction enchants adult readers without challenging them to be educated for critical consciousness. That was bell hooks, I believe. All art is but imitation of nature. Parmenides? No. Seneca. No? I think this game is like broken now. Imperialism is at the root of nearly all the oppression suffered by populations. Angela Davis. Jacques Lacan. We know that one. Frantz Fanon. He like repeats questions a lot, and then once in a while you'll get like a unique one. Oh, this one. No? This one. It was this guy. It's not working. Despotism can be prevented by a system in which power is divided between legislative, executive, and judicial bodies. Montesquieu. We are often not aware of what causes our actions. Free will is an illusion. Baruch Spinoza. Luce Irigaray. I don't know how to say her name either. The medium is the message, an inventory of effects, understanding media, the extensions of man. Oh my god. Marshall McLuhan. It is better to be a human dissatisfied than a pig satisfied. Better to be Socrates dissatisfied than a fool satisfied. This guy. Nope. This guy. Nope. Nope. Okay, that was John Stuart Mill, I guess. I couldn't remember that. Thus, because Christian morals leave animals out of consideration, therefore in philosophical morals they are, of course, at once outlawed. They are merely things, simply means to ends of any sort, and so they are good for vivisection, for deer stalking, bullfights, horse races, etc., and they may be whipped to death as they struggle along with heavy quarry carts. Shame on such morality which fails to recognize the eternal reality immanent in everything that has life, and shining forth with inscrutable significance from all eyes that see the sun. I remember this quote, and I don't remember who said it. Was it Schopenhauer? It was Schopenhauer. Peter Singer. Being and Time. Heidegger. The Second Sex with Simone de Beauvoir. Change pervades everything and evolves through an intelligible, not arbitrary process. Hegel. Yeah. That's Louis. In whatever manner God created the world, it would always have been regular and in a certain general order. God, however, has chosen the most perfect, that is to say, the one which is at the same time the simplest in hypothesis and the richest in phenomena. Nope. Nope. Okay, that was Leibniz. That was Dr. Phil. Of the most ancient and modern philosophy. Anne Conway. Logical Investigations, Cartesian Meditations. Nope. Thomas Kuhn? Nope. Edmund Husserl. No? Yeah, it was him. I don't know why it's playing me like this. Anarchism and Other Essays. Emma Goldman. If I get to 0.69, I'll quit, because this game is being really buggy. The dead govern the living. William? No. Auguste Comte. Noam Chomsky. If in other sciences we should arrive at certainty without doubt and truth without error, it behooves us to place the foundations of knowledge in mathematics. Gotta be Roger Bacon. Gotta be. Look at him. Baudrillard. Easy. Socrates. Karl Popper. Come on, give me 0.69 so I can quit. Of Grammatology. I don't know. Jacques Derrida, I guess. Yes, okay. I'll just do this last question. Every way of classifying a thing is but a way of handling it for some particular purpose. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Walter Benjamin. No? William James. Okay, no, I'm quitting. No, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. My brain hurts. Okay, I'm gonna end the stream here. I just wanted to hop on for a little bit. So, thank you for watching. Hope you have a good night. Yeah, bye.